Really?
Really? I am just a figment of your imagination.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Everyone, say hi. We're
Hi.
going to be hearing.
Hello.
Introduce
And I'm
yourself.
very high. But anyway.
Did you want to keep it on this screen? Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Dragon. Introduce
I was just going to
yourself.
say, Al, I hope you're feeling better soon. Mum, I hope you're feeling better soon as well. And hi to everyone. Here's Demon Orb, how you doing? Well, Brainless, you're here with me, so...
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
welcome. Oh, there you go, Jen, my favourite grouper. How you doing, my darling?
A bunch of our favorites.
Yes.
How's everybody doing? Welcome. I'm Slim Cyborg. I think you all know me. I don't need to say anything. And who is this below me?
Wow! Not the AA joke. Wow, that's not hi. I'm Slim. Hi, I'm Brainless. I'm Slim's little bitch. I just help out wherever the fuck I can, and I like laughing about stupid people. This makes me feel smarter.
And we have a particularly special person to laugh at today, Roger Mudfossil.
Put a 1 in the chat if you don't know who we're going over, and put a 2 in the chat if you do know who we're going over. Because I think most of us do, and it's gonna be very fun.
And I didn't actually watch the videos. I mean, I've probably seen them before, but I didn't watch them beforehand. So this will be fun.
He has so many that, like, who knows which ones we're going over. So
yeah, I don't know.
He is prolific as far as the stupid goes.
Yes.
Okay, my friends, I'm going to try to do this as quick as I can. They are revisiting our ancient past, uncovering startling new insights into the devastating end Triassic mass extinction. And this is where everything on the Earth basically died. And then they say that paved the way for the dinosaurs. So they say a research team from USC Portsmouth has made significant discoveries regarding the drastic changes caused by a surge in greenhouse gases and escalating temperatures, which resulted in a mass extinction event, paving the way for the emergence of Jurassic dinosaurs. I disagree.
Jesus Christ. Hey,
okay,
Maya.
I really through this thing. There's really nothing much to take away from it other than
There's
there
the
was
fucking feather.
Oh,
There's the goddamn feather.
oh,
Is that a
it's
dinosaur
filthy
feather?
I was just going to say, it's relatively clean here. So this may have been an earlier one of his.
It looks a little dirty, but yes, you're right. It does look a little bit cleaner than normal. And great showing proof that this is not what you believe when you just say, I don't believe it.
Hi, Maya.
Extinction, and then they say then the dinosaurs came. Well, I'm going to tell you what became extinct and what the dinosaurs are a product of. They didn't just pop out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's
All right,
how
let me tell you
evolution
something.
works.
I know
Things-
didn't pop out of nowhere.
Yeah, things don't just pop out of nowhere. We have proof. That
Yes, they
exist throughout
do.
time.
Yes, they do. Sometimes the dildos just pop out. Never mind. Let's get
That's
clean here.
But that's inserted first, and then it pops out. There is
That is
progression
true,
to get there, and I can't even. I'm just looking at this diagram. I'm kind of scared to hear what he's gonna say about this.
You haven't been around me, but it's true. This is a membrane. You have a membrane around every single bit and piece in your body. Even red blood cells have membranes surrounding them. Everything has a membrane. And this is what it's made out of, phospholipids. And guess how big these can get?
An inch.
This
Oh my god. Oh, shit.
That's not how shit works.
Microscopic things are supposed to get this big. Yeah, totally. That's exactly what happened, you dumb cunt.
my friends, is how big they can get. And they may even get bigger. I don't know. But every one of these.
Yeah, you don't know. You're stupid.
I was just going to say, you've just got no idea of anything. I'm surprised he knows how to breathe. Shit.
I feel bad for his significant others because he doesn't understand size. So he must be like, I'm a foot long, and he's like 3 inches. You know what I'm saying? Like he just doesn't understand how size works.
Yeah, cells, even if they were to get that big, they still wouldn't let stuff pass through very easily.
Is one of those little phosphors.
They couldn't get that big because that's not how like the cellular membranes, like he's pretending to say, which it's not really just the membranes, but the way that cellular works, they can only get so big for so many things in diameter or dimension because of the gravity that's being put on it, and then the oxygen and the other levels of other things in the around it. That's why back in the day, when there was a lot more carbon, not dioxide, one of the carbones, there were larger insects. Now that we have more oxygen in the atmosphere, insects can't get as large because of their way that breathing system works with them. Just like mammals can only get so big and other animals can only get so big. Yes, you can have a freak version of them, but they're just like people that have the disorder where they grow really, really, really large as a human, their bodies cannot hold up for very long. So most of them live to be like 23 or in their 20s because their heart fails, their circular system doesn't work. There is a certain point where things do work on certain levels and where things will not work anymore on certain levels. And that's what he doesn't understand, is that concept.
Lipid parts, and it makes up a layer, and you have your little protein channels that go through and so forth.
Protein channels.
That's one damn big protein.
These little cholesterol spirals, and there's a lower layer and then an upper layer, and this is at least 6 feet apart. This is how thick this membrane is. Now,
No, this little bottom bit down, this little bottom bit down the bottom looks more like an anus to me.
Anatomical is it? This is it. Now these all have little seals around them.
Not as thick as him.
He doesn't understand the concept of what there's actually being shown on this thing as well. Yes, and Jinxu, gravity has a huge influence on how animals can grow and how big they can be under the weights of blah 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 because of gravity. Gravity, if you want to say it. Anyways.
Gravity?
Yeah.
Sounds sexy.
But just because this little diagram shows there's little holes in there does not mean that because you see holes in some weird rock formations that have things that are in a pattern that looks like cells doesn't mean it. Because once again, if you tested these things, there is no organic material inside of there. And just because a fossil is something that was organic and got replaced by sediment does not mean that that is actually blood and bone, right? It's replacement that makes it to be a fossilized version of a thing. We don't believe that those are the actual bones of that animal unless we get them in really, really certain circumstances, like really, really, really cold areas and or in like bogs and stuff, right? So where literally you could get to still see the matter and the other things that are in there. But when you test it, you're like, oh yeah, this has DNA, this is blood and stuff. What he is suggesting is all of these things somehow have those, and you can test a rock and it doesn't have fucking flesh and blood DNA. Like,
Nope.
so that it's one big sealed surface, but it can be flexible. Watch. You see how they have like little jelly
What?
roll strips around them? When this was alive, there was glue. These were all glued together, but they were flexible. It was a very nice construction. And then through these pores were allowed things to come in and go out. Right? You have to have transferation between the membranes so that you can dump out the garbage and you can take in the good stuff. And that's how big these creatures were. So think
That
of how big the
little bit at the
parasites
bottom, this little bit
would
at the
be.
bottom where
Now, I don't mean
that
to
looks
freak
more
you out.
like a butthole. Nothing to
Yeah.
do with the fucking membrane. It's a butthole.
well, and what creature was this that caused this? You're only showing us like a very, very small portion of this creature that you're saying is this large. And that doesn't make any sense because, like, what part of this is the animal and why is this so big that we're seeing these cells at this thing? Where's the rest of it and other things? And hey, Tubian, this is just idiocracy because where does it go to in the bottom? And then why is it run into the fucking side of the mountain? Like, like.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
The garbage, you can take in the good stuff. And that's how big these creatures were. So think of how big.
And
the
still, you can't see how
parasites-
big this is. Maybe this is a photo
If-
from a microscope.
If
And when,
this, go ahead.
when you consider, right, biology scales differently. Let's say you had a mouse, right? A mouse's metabolism in something the size of an elephant, because of the ratio of surface area to volume, the elephant mouse would boil. And if you had something the size of, say, Godzilla, its energy consumption would be so great it couldn't move very fast or couldn't exist at all.
Exactly.
And that doesn't.
Yeah.
Like we say, size matters. Things can only be so big or so wide and have so much weight pressing on them and a handful of other things that, like, if this was a creature and we're talking about cellular layers, that creature would be the size of the earth, which there obviously can't be that, you weird cunt. And anyways, hey, look at the trees. Welcome. I mean, this doesn't make any sense.
hey, trees.
Size would be so fucking off. He's talking about inside of this little part of this little part being that. He's talking about like literally like a square millimeter of area inside under the skin that is this. That doesn't make any sense, you fucking weird twat. And hey, Tiny and Pats. Cool, we have a bunch of people that have come in.
Tiny.
We've got a lot of people
Cats.
watching now.
Welcome, everyone.
Oh, welcome.
And welcome. Welcome to the
stupidity.
Deep State Annex, where we validate the idiots of the earth by having the Deep State make fun of them.
Exactly.
All right. On with Roger's fucking wackiness.
Yeah.
Would be.
Yeah.
Let's keep blowing.
I don't mean
on.
to freak you out, but it is what it is. And this dragon
Oh,
here
Jesus.
is 1,100 miles long. And this is
1,100
Typhon. He's
yes.
written about attacking the gods who turn themselves into
I
animals.
do see where he
Excuse
sees
me.
the dragon.
I am eternal, and this is a load of shit. This is not my mother, not my father, not my grandfather. No, we've never been that big, ever.
There's nothing that could have been that
Admit
big. on
Admit it. This was your secret lover.
There's nothing.
No, where's his wings?
There's
Just
nothing on
think
this
about
earth.
that. If
The
it
wings
was
didn't
like a
fossilize.
herbivore, right? If it was a herbivore, it would have eaten all the vegetation in North Africa, and that would have been like a day.
And if it was,
Well, that's
a
why it's
meat
all
eater,
desert.
it would have eaten everything else. Yeah, no, like, do you know how much it takes for an elephant to like exist and not die with taking in the calories it needs? It's like a stupid amount. Like, I don't even know, but like, it's insane. And then this motherfucker is like, oh yeah, there's a proof of something that's 1,100 miles long. Is that what he fucking said?
Well, that's
I
the
mean,
top of Africa, isn't it? Or is it South America?
it doesn't matter because this is fucking
Africa.
idiocracy. There's nothing that can
Yeah, I
be that
know. That's
big
what
on
I
the
mean.
earth.
It's like
And
the fucking
even
top of a continent.
yeah,
It's
exactly, Timmy.
wide.
And even the largest sea creatures, somebody look up what's the largest like whale or the largest whale or shark that we found in the ocean. That's the only closest thing you're gonna get to the largest size of thingy-mabobbers, because inside of water, they're gonna be able to have gravity not
Yeah.
push on you as much, right? Because you don't have to like walk in. So whatever is like the largest whale, that's the largest that on this earth in the galaxy we live in, that's going to be able to exist without
That it
crushing
can,
itself,
right,
because you got to
on
be able
this
to breathe.
planet.
Your heart has to beat. Your liver has to
Yep.
work. Things all have to work, and so if you have too much mass on top of it, look at what happens with. There's examples of people getting too big. 600-pound person or whatever
Wait,
on
oh,
TV, and
you're talking about Shani? Oh, sorry.
yeah, exactly, like
People-
Shani. That's why her vag is gray, because there's not blood that can get to her vagina, so it can
Well,
give it enough
and that's why
blood
she
flow.
can't
So
move.
it's yeah,
Why she
and yeah,
can't move.
and that, and she has to have her significant other wipe her butt. I mean, there's reasons why things get too big.
Yeah.
And this apparently was a god that turned herself into a fish, or himself, and was attacked by Typhon. And this, I will show you, this is 1,100 miles long. You see it? 1,115. No.
I wish he'd draw the outlines around the thing. I mean, I can't even really fucking picture it.
I can
It's
I can see
barely.
the
I
dragon.
can
Like, I
kind of-
can distinguish bits, maybe.
yeah,
Like, it's
no,
got like a
again,
beak of a nose. Is that the nose end on the left-hand side?
How do you access the little drawing thingy?
I downloaded thing. It's called Page Marker, as an app on
Oh, so I can't
Chrome.
do that yet. All right.
No,
Here's
no.
what you're looking at on his head. All right, this is his head right here.
No, the
Oh.
This is
the
his
head
throat.
and neck are down
Comes
further.
all the way
You
down, all the way down.
weirdo.
He's on the ancient maps. He shows up with his throat cut because it did get cut by Zeus. This is what they say. Now,
Oh, my
all of the
Jesus
things that I have
Christ.
found
What the
point to the fact that
fuck?
these things were true, that they were writing about. These are dragon scales. Open your mind up. Let your
No.
mind run
No,
free.
no. Yeah, open your mind
have it
up, but
dribble
don't let it
out.
fall out.
Well, it's
And
gonna
Roger-
dribble out if you listen to him.
Yeah.
And trees, yes, Roger is a size queen for sure. Anyways, dude, I saw there's like more of the neck and the head before, but let's keep blowing on and listen to the idiocracy of war. He's going to tell us what he believes is the dragon.
Clear
It gets
from
even
it.
worse.
This right here is stuff that ran off of this dead, decaying body. This is just effluent. See, it's all like watery body
What?
fluids.
That's
Basic.
not how the world works, you weirdo.
No, this is where his body starts, right where the scales are.
Yeah, I need to download that and get set up the stream deck. It's not how any of that works.
That's not how this
So
works.
up here is his body. This is his head. You see, it runs all the way around, real, all unkempt
it's
and
not
everything. It's
even-
exactly what they say about him. They say
No, I can't. No, it's the wrong place of where I was even looking at the head. Fuck.
Exactly.
I'm totally fucking confused now.
Look at-
Pat, I know. I'm confused as well. Fuck.
It's because that's what he does. Is he puts it in weird places, and you're like, "Oh, I see it," and then he shows you what he sees, and you're like, "Oh my Jesus Christ, that is not what I fucking saw."
But I've watched a lot of Roger, and I've watched some of his dragon ones, but I haven't seen this one before. And it's like, what the fuck, Roger?
This isn't even the original dragon one. This is
Yeah, I know. This is a new one,
completely
isn't it?
different. Yes,
Yeah,
this
totally.
is actually relatively recent.
At all. His hair
And
was
someone let
all
Tiny Captain in.
passionate.
Oh, Sir Captain, why am I not hearing people pop
Who
up?
knows?
Well, hello there.
Oh, hey.
Goedenavond. Hello.
Hello,
Yes, look at
Tiny
the trees.
Captain. Welcome.
Welcome.
It's like finding clouds that
Thank
look like
you.
stuff. Yep. Oh, sorry, Tiny Captain.
Oh, I just was checking, Commander. Go ahead, maybe.
Oh, just look at the tree set. It's like finding clouds that look like stuff. I've got a
It's-
friend who looks for
it's-
penises in clouds.
It's pareidolia. If things look like things doesn't mean it's a fucking thing, you weirdos. Like, god damn it.
This way and that way, and he was spitting a great jet of fire against this fish below, which is this fish right here. This gigantic fish. Just take your time and look. That's his fin.
No.
This is his
no.
actual body right there. Whoops.
No,
This
that's
is where
not.
the body actually is, and it's being invaded by this toxin that he's spitting down at it. And
Huh?
this is just an enormous, gigantic
yeah,
fish
indeed.
that apparently was
I
a
thought
god
expected.
that tried
I
to
thought
hide from
that
this guy.
it's an open mouth and the fish is swimming down his mouth. I
Okay,
don't
I just thought it was the liver lying there. Never mind.
I thought that might have been the top of the fish because there's an area just below where the fuck the dragon is that looks like a head of a fish.
Eh,
Of course, it's all just pareidolia. But
Because he was out to kill them all. And they said
That's
they
why I said he needs to
fled from
fucking
him
outline
and
this
turned
shit.
themselves into animals to try to avoid being killed by him, but this didn't work.
Oh, maybe
No.
that's where it's at.
This is his body, and it runs all the way down. That's his throat cut right down here. You see it right there?
There we go.
yeah. I don't see it.
Yeah,
Well,
here
if
you
his
go,
throat
Commander.
was cut, A, who's the fucker that cut his throat? And what fucking weapon did he use? Or did it use?
In Discord, I sent you.
Something
Thing
that got
is-
sent.
It used my. Never mind.
it
I'll
have to be
behave.
fucking
Detach.
huge.
Straight across.
Oh, you mean it
Bleeding
used
out in the
something
desert.
detachable?
Black and red blood.
Do you think that shows a head cutting off, or that shows a throat slitting from Zeus? You're fucking goddamn. It's so weird that how you can see these things.
That's what happens. That's the colors of blood. And this is his throat running all the way down, and those are the scales.
Not the colors of blood. What's even scarier that I just
All right, and
realized
this
that I
is the
didn't notice
cut,
before.
and this is where
he's
everything's-
moving his mouse with his right hand while he's pointing with the feather of the left hand. That
really?
is fucking insane. Oh my Jesus Christ! He's literally like pointing with two. Oh my Jesus Christ! It's so crazy.
running out. And that's exactly what it says in the ancient text. Zeus cut his
Where?
throat with his great and mighty sword, which was apparently thunderbolt.
Where is that written down, you weirdo? What are you talking about, you psychopath?
I think you're just making it up because there's
Yeah, because
nothing that said Zeus cut a dragon the size of North Africa and cut its head off.
No, that's not. That's not.
Well,
in writing.
well,
Yes,
you
did
know
he
where
turn
it
into
says
a
that?
try to have sex
It-
with his cousin or something? Yeah, totally. But I don't remember the.
Yeah, Roger said that Zeus killed the dragon. Well, like, when did this happen? Is this like there was people on the earth when these fucking massive dragons and shit? Because Zeus was made up by like people. So I don't get that. And I agree with Clover Mummy, just pulls the crap out of his ass.
No, of course. It's like Soylent Green. It's made of people. No, I'm just kidding. But no, but like where see look at the top of this. What part of the rest of that mountain range above where his little pointer is, the mouse circle, above that, where is the part of that? And then why is that the end of the continent or the land mass when there's not the end of the land mass below it? Like, how did it get pushed? See, there's so many questions I have. It's insanely silly, and I know I shouldn't even be asking them because like it doesn't make any fucking sense anyways.
Now his body runs all the way across here. His legs were the thighs
There's
of
the
a human,
legs,
and then coils of
supposedly,
vipers.
and
And
then
Where
his
the heck are
tail
they
and-
attached?
because the bones migrated after the. I don't know. I don't care. I'm done. I'm done.
this goes way out here. And his tail runs all the way back here
Yeah, that's what.
to
That,
the
that, I see
end where it
that.
had like flat. It looks like feathers. These look like feathers to me. There's some kind
These
of
mountain
dragon.
ranges, you
Or
dip
fucking
cheese. It
heads.
literally
But-
is fucking valleys in. It's literally topography. That's what's literally happening, you dumb cunt.
Look at the thing that is in his hands. Does it look anything that is actually he's pointing to with the thing that is in his hand?
No,
They look certainly
obviously,
have the
I mean,
pattern of
it's-
feathers. You got to let it sink in for a second. You know, they're dragon scale-ish feathers.
Do you know
That's
how
all I can say,
water runs off of things? It makes these weird patterns when you have rainfall and or a snowpack and a handful of other weather systems. When they run off of a mountain, a dune, and through valleys, they make really, really cool, awesome patterns that look like amazing things. But they literally are just motherfucking nature just running water off of shit. That's what it is. It's topographical things that are happening through the different sediments that it's going through, the different dunes, the wind, and or weather, you know, like I said, weather systems. So it's like wind and or rain that cause patterns to happen in things. Like, have you not
It
seen
follows-
this? Like,
It follows the easy way down and it cuts out a pattern in what it follows. Yes, over
Yeah.
time.
have you never?
They have the
Roger, have you
dragon.
never went outside and touched grass, you dumb cunt? Like, literally, do you not understand what happens, like, when wind moves things and you're like, oh, that dune looks, like, really cool because it looks like there's, like, Z patterns in
Yeah.
it or whatever. No, it's just how
Oh.
nature works.
Look,
But the point is, he causes the
Demon
feather.
Orb, that was awesome. Next Mud Fossil University, we are going to have to load that
Yeah,
and
But he's
play it.
he's pointing with a feather to something that doesn't look like the thing he has in his hand and causes the feather.
Yeah, totally. He's like, there's a feather, and and you're like, okay, it doesn't look like that, you weird twat.
Look to them, but are they feathers? I don't know. But this is
Of
what's
course you
stuck
don't know,
way off
because
to the
you-
end of his tail. This is the end of his tail, way out here. All the
No,
way
there's
across
just
my
the
back.
Sahara Desert.
Now
Come on.
here he is leaking blood out because this is
What?
a depression. All right. There's blood up in here and there's blood over here and it sinks down and it just drains out through here.
But I thought he only got his
Now, I
throat
just
slit.
did a
Why is
thing
he
on the
fucking
center.
bleeding out of his stomach all of a sudden? What the fuck? What?
Roger's
Commander,
just
if-
making it
com-
up.
Commander,
Instead
if you
of-
want, I preloaded the video that Demon just shared in the thing downstairs. I downloaded
but-
it and preloaded it. If you want to show, if you want to show it, you can
Yes.
show it.
Yes,
I'm
show it.
I'm going to guess this, and I'm just going to be throwing this out like a
Okay,
ball
my
into the
friends.
darkness.
Well, as you can see here, I think this might be some sort of creature. Now, I've got a sneaking suspicion this creature came from a deep
Can you
ocean,
turn it up any?
and I'm wondering if
It's
this
all
creature
falls
may
away.
have been faked to try and fool me.
Yeah.
But I'm no fool. I know a creature when I see it. This white stuff here, that's not snow. That's dandruff.
Yeah.
Anyway, this creature is a mythical beast, you know, but it's real. It's come from the ocean, and it's real.
Thanks for that, Demon.
Yeah, thank you, Demon. So once
Yeah.
again,
That was
so
awesome.
so what we're looking at here is there is sediment of like I'm gonna say bronze or brass or something, right? I don't know what
Copper.
it is, but it is something that is coming out of the ground that's running down the mountain to give it different colors. So it is most likely a mineral that is causing the discoloration in there that we're seeing that looks like it's running down somewhere. It is not the blood of an ancient fucking dragon
Yes, it
that
is.
is
Yes, it is.
a gazillion and a half miles long. Yeah, no,
No,
totally it is. No, remember, we're here to distract you from knowing the truth about stuff because we're paid by the governments so we can convince you that the earth is a globe and there isn't 1,100 mile long dragons and that I don't know. I'm stopping it there.
You know, how else are we going to do donuts in the Abrams tanks if we don't
Exactly.
convince you that the Earth is a globe?
For.
Exactly.
And they were trying to figure out why this brown staining was happening. And it's the same deal. It's a collection of blood
Shit.
and fluids in one area.
It's
and
mineral
it
deposits. It's mineral deposits.
just, sooner or later starts to work its way out. And the centaur, it was lymph fluids, I believe.
Now there's a centaur. What the fizzity is going? God damn it!
Now,
Where
this
is
comes
it?
straight back to his body right here. And right here is his rectum, right there.
Wait.
This
What the
side
fuck? Why is it?
is the
What?
and this
Oh,
side is the urine.
fuck.
Why is it in the middle of its body? There's no animal that has their rectum in the middle of their body like that. Like, oh my Jesus Christ! Oh my God! Oh my Jesus!
Squid.
This is what's called a
no,
cloaca.
and I guess you could say octopus as well, and a couple other
Yeah, well, that octopus
scuttlefish.
is-
Sure, maybe.
So it's a feathered squid dragon. Okay.
Dude,
They all
it's
have
it's an anal dragon. Keep going.
reptiles have these and birds have these. All right. That's why they're growing stuff here because it's fertile. And this is the poop side.
Those are
So the poop side
wait,
is in the
probably
inside. Okay.
that's probably an oasis if that's trees. Might be, might not be.
And it came down here
Wait.
at one
Will
point.
you push
I don't
it
know.
back?
It doesn't.
I want to hear him say that again. Will you please push it back 5 seconds? Just okay, let's
There.
blow.
This side is the poop, and this side is the urine. This is what's called a cloaca.
God.
They all have, reptiles have these, and birds have these. All right. That's why they're growing stuff here because it's fertile. And this is the poop side. And it came down here at one point, and I don't, it doesn't appear if it's doing it now, but this became extremely fertile soils. Now, this side is the urinary, and that runs down right alongside. All right. That's what's called a cloaca.
Cloaca,
And
yes,
again,
you
it's
dumb
all-
cunt, but you're stupid and you didn't even get that right because there technically isn't 2 little holes to some extent, and they're kind of like pushed. Oh my Jesus Christ! I'm done. Okay, I'm just gonna sit here.
Dragon
for a second and
scales.
try
This
to-
is all dragon scale stuff.
That definitely looks like vegetation. It's almost like something was flowing down there and it wasn't urine.
No,
And that's
no.
where
Most
it-
likely, what it is it is a valley that was gathering water, and there's vegetation, like you just said, commander, that is building up around there. That's most likely what it is. And so, yeah, you're going to have pooling in different areas. If you look at the middle of that little section that has a lot of brown in it, or that little cluster of brown, that's probably where all the waterways will eventually get to. And it may be a desert as of right now, but they may have torrential rains a couple times a year during spring and summer and things like that. So that's what you're totally looking at. If they're not trees, they're bushes, or they're other types of vegetation that builds up in those areas.
Would have pooped out, and then the two of them match up together and flow out together here.
Yeah.
But why does that do that? And why is that part of the fucking animal? And there's not that.
It's not how will that work?
I still don't understand.
Dude, this is
Be happy that you don't understand this.
Dude, yeah. If you're too smart to understand what he's talking about, then I'm glad for you. Unfortunately, I've read topographical maps and used maps to get out into the middle of nowhere for camping and a handful of other reasons, to where I know what we're actually looking at and why these things are being represented in the colors and the way they're being represented. He's never like, it's crazy. Just keep going.
Same as a bird does. I don't know. It ends up going out in here somewhere.
And then you just disproved yourself right now, saying, I don't know, it goes out here, but none of the rest of this is correlated with any of the other things that you fucking just said. You said this one section is this, but the rest of this topography, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, dumb cunt, because like you just fucking pigeonholed and you just said
This isn't
go.
A good sized creature. Now, what happened? Why did we end up with dinosaurs? Well, the parasites on this creature would have been, he wouldn't even known he had them, which would be the dinosaurs, the biggest dinosaurs he would have.
I mean, I need to render the grub muffin on a drone without any other branding from a channel, so it can go, what the fuck is wrong with you?
No clue they're on.
Hey, Renee, and like,
I just can't see it still. It's just a fucking load of shit.
That's why he's fun to make fun of.
Yeah.
So what do after he dies? They can't feed off of whatever he's doing, so they start to crawl out here. And the dinosaurs would have gone into the terrestrial areas, and then the sea creatures, the sea monsters, swam out into the oceans. You see,
why did he have sea monsters as parasites?
I was just going to say, the parasites must have been fucking tiny.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
If this is all the size he is actually talking about, there were only about 3 or 4 creatures on the whole Earth.
Sure, totally. Let's go with that.
No, but it's saying that the dinosaurs were the parasites of this dragon.
Creature.
Yeah. So.
And there was enough of them.
Yeah,
see, you know, they had to try to make a living apparently until the age of exploration and navigation.
They had to try to make a living until the age of exploration. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, because the fucking dinosaurs were doing construction. They were fucking gambling. You know, they had prostitution rings. They were selling drugs. You know, they had to make a living, you know, on the streets.
Oh, hi, Rocket Couch. How you doing?
Hey, Rocket.
Hello.
Ahoy!
I like
Right.
the
So
I like that. Look at the trees. So the dinosaurs were basically fleas and ticks for this
yeah,
attraction.
I just wanted to say that. My cat has
Hey,
T-Rexes.
West Side.
Hello,
West
West
Side.
Side girl.
But say that again, Tony.
Just want to say the same thing. Well, my cat just had T-Rexes. I gave him a color for it.
He's just a bonkers freak. But hey,
Yeah.
more. I
came
want more.
about, and then they just attacked the ships.
Yes.
Every single culture had the same.
So
And then they attacked
the
ships. What
fleas
ships?
and ticks basically left the giant that was dead and proceeded to infest the seas and attack the ships.
Yeah,
Okay. So
but like
the-
if you have fleas that are on a dog, if they get off the dog and get on a cat, they will die because they cannot live off cat blood.
Or there's certain types of like skin and hair and oil and a handful blah blah blah, and it doesn't matter. Hey Sean, welcome.
Oh, yeah,
Welcome
Sean.
everybody.
Yeah,
Each
but
story
the-
they had sea monsters. They all had them, and they all killed them. Apparently, they killed them and killed them off. So that's where the sea monsters are.
It couldn't be a
Killed
sea
them
monster
and-
if they were on. If this thing lived on in the air, because he says there's wings, right? So if this thing lived in the air, how the fuck would it have sea monsters on it? Where would it be wet enough for those to be stuck on them? And none of these things are parasites. Tyrannosaurus rexes did not bite
No.
onto a host and hold on to it until blah. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, you psychopath?
Slim, you misunderstand something. It's sea monsters like Nathan Thompson understands the word sea. Sea monsters.
Oh,
It's not
I was
actually
ready to
the
say-
ocean. It's he sees the monsters.
Okay, well, he sees. Sure, I was gonna say semen monsters, and that's completely different thing. I can't think they call
Or-
those
And
STIs.
the dragons
Anyways.
were. I mean, the
Well, I mean, all the dinosaurs, according to this guy, were basically parasites.
That's what I'm
dinosaurs were out here.
I was just gonna say,
you know,
Globomum
at some point,
sums
this
it
might
up.
have been green. I don't know, but in the other areas, that's what would have happened.
Oh God.
All right, the sea monsters would have just swam right out there and tried to make a living out there
Jesus
somehow.
Christ.
All right, because this guy no longer could provide for him, being that he is dead.
Oh, Dad couldn't provide for them, so they have to go fend for themselves.
Okay, that's
Now we're.
That, it couldn't provide for them, so they had to go tyrannize ye old sailors.
I probably said. I know they're striking
Okay.
back, trying
I
to
told
fight
you about the
against all this
semen.
truth that I've been coming out with, that these creatures.
I don't want to know. I see it, but I don't want to. I don't want it. God
were
damn
real.
it.
The
it's-
myths were real. Quetzalcoatl was real. This is the feathered serpent.
The Appalachian Mountains.
Typhon was real. The centaur was real. All of these things that were written about were not just there to scare kids. They were real accounts, and Zeus's daughters, the Muses, about 800 BC in their area, went to Mount Helicon. All right, these were the daughters of Zeus, which was the premier god, and she went.
Yeah,
not
the
even-
Greeks didn't know North America existed, so how could Mount Helicon be here?
Thank you very much, Commander. I was about to say the same thing. We're talking about over there, not anywhere close to here, where he's talking about. Why would they be talking about over here, you dumb cunt? Like, no, we're not even anywhere close to Rome and
he is a dumb cunt.
Greece and the other ancient places where this would have been prevalent at the time, right?
So they went to Mount Helicon, and they talked to Hesiod. Some of them pronounce it Hesiod. It's Hesiod. Now, he was a sheep herder. And they said, we want you to write all of the genealogy of the ancients.
Did everybody
Why
know this?
would-
That he actually switched hands.
Why are we going to a sheep herder to fucking find out?
The genealogies
Li-
of
lit-
the ancients.
Lineage.
Yes.
Yeah, like how the fuck is he gonna know other than saying, hey, I saw this Scotsman having sex with this sheep, and then never mind. I'll
Yeah,
stop there.
but-
I know it's
He was pointing before
Okay.
with his feather with his left hand and moving the mouse with his right hand.
it's
Now he
that
has the
we-
feather in his right hand.
And he said, I cannot write. And they
with the
said,
boner that he
here
has,
is
he's gonna
a
have to switch
magic
hands soon.
rod.
He
No,
was
that
gonna write-
feather is not
Sit
magic.
down, write. And he started writing like crazy. And he wrote the theogony.
Well, if he wrote what
Ages.
you're thinking, then yeah, he wrote like crazy.
Well, and just
It's
because
all
somebody writes,
crazy.
just because somebody writes something down doesn't mean it's fucking truthful. That's what we have science fiction for, and we have things that were fables and other things that were allegories and teaching lessons and stuff like that, like Santa Claus, leprechauns, the Tooth Fairy. They're just because they're written down or just because they're colloquially put into the zeitgeist in a society doesn't mean they're true. They're used as a learning tool and or a scapegoat for certain things. Not everything you hear is real life, you weirdos.
Ages of Man, something like that. And it was it was a documentary about how everything started.
Where? Huh? Who?
I mean,
what?
really, everything started. How the Earth, literally, where that came from, I don't know. But
He handed him a magic thing to write a documentary on how the Earth came into being, and you put that in the hands of a sheep herder.
the
Well, hey,
Earth,
that's how the Bible was made, right? But
Well,
sheep herders.
Actually, the Bible, and I'm not going to go into a long diatribe, was basically you had the exile to Babylon, then the
Yep.
people there basically compiled a bunch of stories that were common amongst the folks, actually written it down, and did some debate over what would be in, what would be out,
Yep.
and it was a little bit more than a sheep herder.
had sex
Yeah. Sure.
with the sky and
Wait,
brought
now he's
forth all
having sex
these.
in the sky?
What, you don't fuck the sky? Jeez, get into the times, brainless. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, let's go on.
Monsters and giants and titans and all kinds of stuff. And all
And
of these
bears,
things were
oh
written in
my.
the ancient myth, which is not, to my way of thinking, myth. Because what I see and what I can verify supports these stories. And the same thing with the Mayans and the Aztecs. And
No.
No, just because them ancients believe something doesn't mean that it's real. For crying out loud, Sobek was Lord of Sperm. It doesn't matter how brilliant the Egyptian architects were. They
Yeah.
got the Lord of Sperm wrong.
And-
down in Peru,
And really quick, one of the other things that you do in a society is you come up with like a boogeyman, a monster, right, or something, and then you tell the children, don't go out after dark, or don't go near this lake, or don't go in near this canal or river or something because it's dangerous. And the easier way to just be like, hey, this is fucking dangerous because of blah blah blah. You're like, there's a spirit or there's a thingy-mabobber and it's, stay away, it's spooky, or there's ghosts or something. And so just once again, because there is a story does not mean it's true because it has been passed down through time for you to learn a lesson.
Lessons? What are those? He doesn't know what that is.
I've never
well,
heard
he's
of this
giving
lesson.
one. It's just that it's all bullet.
Yeah, again, it's just stories that
Peru
don't
and
aren't-
everywhere else. Everywhere, everything I've looked into, the Norse countries, the Aborigines, they all had stories that are very, very similar. The Native Americans all had similar stories and all had gods and dragons and giants. Every single one of them.
So, gods and dragons and giants, and because people have common themes, it's all true. And Appalachia is Quetzalcoatl.
Apparently.
Not a single one deviated from that. Zero. Until we went into the culture and the age of enlightenment.
So I don't get it. So people were around when these massively huge dragons, which weren't dragons, were around. He's trying to say that?
Something like
Yeah, and people believed in that shite until the age of enlightenment.
No. Just no.
no.
Okay. Continue.
Once
In
again, just
academia,
because
then it
there
all
are
fall apart.
stories being told doesn't mean they're true. Just because
And
there's
now-
fables and talked about around the campfire ghost stories, it doesn't mean it's true, you fucking weirdo. There is
Well-
evidence and there's non-evidence, and we don't have the evidence of those, and just keep blowing on.
is denied and refused to be examined because it's a world in denial right now. All right, I showed you how
Yes, you are.
a
in the
memory
country.
looks like.
This goddamn thing again.
Yep, I didn't watch it this far. I don't know if he's rerunning it. Oh, Tiny Captain's asleep.
Like in this, you
I
could
think-
lift this up and you
yeah.
could literally see through this. It would be so thin. And here's the one from Tyson. This is Tyson's Mud Fossil Adventures
Jesus.
on YouTube. Tyson.
We need to go over his shite too.
Sure, yeah,
Who's this-
yeah.
Who's that Tyson person?
And there's another
He got the
like
chicken.
fossil.
Mud
there's another
Fossil
fossil
Adventures.
weirdo, too,
And
we can go over.
you know, I've been working with him on and off for years now, and he's doing a fabulous job. He's got a
Wait,
drone.
did he just
comes,
say he's worked on and off of him for years? Wow, that's some kinky shit to say on a live on a video.
well, he's pretty dedicated to doing this. And it's a membrane. That's 6 feet or more
I mean,
thick. So think of the size of the creature. And this is the other stuff he's got. Everything's here. This is interstitium. These interstitium balls are held by all this little fabricy
that's
stuff. And they can
motherfucking
float
lava
around
rock.
in your
That's
body.
lava rock.
And
That's how
it'll
lava-
come back to basically where these are anchored. And here's the I got that shot of it. Here it is. This is basically what I was just showing you here, and they're anchored to all these little balls, and they can float around.
Yeah, and that is fucking magnified like 5,000 times or
In sort of a gooey map.
million times. There's no way that it can be that fucking large, you dumb cunt. That's lava rock, you twat whistle, that fucking congealed. And you know why it may look so weird? Is because it may have congealed
Because it got
like
bubbles in it, and the bubbles popped, and they shriveled, and now it looks like a sponge because
It looks awesome.
well, and it may
Yeah.
have been done near a ocean, salt water. So
And then they sort
that's why it looks so weird and ununiform, but still has the bubbles and still has those roundness. Normally,
Creature.
lava rock won't look exactly
it's pillow
like that.
lavas.
Yeah,
But
it's
if it
normally
was- If water was going over it, then you'd have that bubbly textured surface.
yeah, exactly. So most of the time it looks this spaced out is when it's near water sources. So yeah, it totally looks more like the cellular systems inside of our body because of this. But that's what happens when heat and cooling and other things happen to make pockets of air, which causes all the little holes, like Commander was saying, and then all of the spaces between is because of the water going in between before it is able to cool properly. So it's just a natural fucking thing that happens on the earth, you dumb cunt.
to come
Yeah.
back to where these are locked in. Here's another shot of what they say it
yeah,
looks
and
like.
same thing, cats. Different chemicals will affect shapes of lava as well. So it matters
Yeah.
on where it is on the earth and what is going on and which lava forms, because lava can be made of different in different
Materials.
ways, with having more fucking this metal or this
If it
thing.
has, if it's higher in iron and lower in silica, then it will be more runny. If it's higher in silica, then it's going to be more stiff like peanut butter.
Exactly. So once again, it just matters on the what's going on with it. It doesn't mean it's natural, you fucking twat.
This here. Very simplistic, but
And it doesn't
you
look
get
like
the
that,
point.
you idiot. It literally doesn't look like that. What he showed us before does not look like the fucking image he's trying to show right now.
What else here? He's got
How
a
do you
ton
have
of
so
stuff.
many
Look at
windows
this.
open? It's so psychopathic that you
Hey,
it's so
hey,
weird.
Please, Slim, please
Yeah.
stop. Please stop there, because you do not want to know how many windows I closed just before the stream.
No, but the way that he has that set up is just in a weird psychotic way. I mean, I have like 13 windows open when we do streams and stuff, but just the way that he has this opened is it's mind-boggling.
He's got a lot there. And one of them looks like some Greek dude.
This is the same stuff. This is the interstitium. It's on this whole. I mean, it's just everywhere. This thing's just absolutely gigantic, enormous. And these
But
are
why
those
would that
same
happen
thing
if
I
it
just
was
showed you a
real
second
things? How would this be a real being, you weirdo? It doesn't make any sense being a real being.
ago. Which is this stuff.
Jesus
And this is
Christ.
just eroded away down to where you're into this. And like I say, he's got a fabulous spot out there. And here's some more of his stuff here. Same stuff. He's got this one right here. That's I believe that's a membrane going right down. Zip.
I know
And
you
you see
believe
those?
that.
I believe they're the little cholesterol channels. It separates one layer from another layer.
Those look man-made. It looks like somebody was trying to tap into a vein and to see if there was potential for pulling minerals out of that rock source, and or if there was a scientific coring, if they were coring it for scientific data, they may have put them in there as well. Is that what is 100%? I fucking don't know, but that's more likely what's happening than these are fucking. Why were there not holes all throughout the whole thing that were in a certain pattern to fucking fulfill what you just said? No, they're only in this small little area, which doesn't make any sense why they're there per se, other than man-made somethings probably.
And this is what it looks like once again. These are the little cholesterol jobbers,
Jesus.
holes going in. And
But they happen throughout it. It's not
I
in just
cannot
one
find
small.
where I cannot find where he found those rocks. I cannot find. I took a screenshot and but Google cannot find it.
the rest was a membrane. It was laying like this way. But I don't know. That's just a guess.
It's 'cause they
Anyway, the
cherry
rest is
picked
there's
their
not a
stuff
whole lot
so
of guesses
much,
here. It's
it may
pretty
not even be a
pretty
real
certain what's
photo. It's probably a fake photo.
Might be.
going on.
But where'd he get it? It's probably real, but it's probably out of some obscure book.
Or it's manicured in some way, shape, or form, or they edited something out of it. I'm sure it's real, just they did something to it. And that's why if you were to try to find that photo by the whatever the looking up photos on those websites or those things, that you might not find it. Something is not right about that photo.
And these are all different membranes too.
No, there's
these are all different
something
layers of membrane from tissue.
Ah, the
not the photo.
painted desert.
from some
Jesus Christ.
gigantic, enormous creature. This is not
No.
What?
It is fucking different layers of different thingy-bobbers oxiding and or expelling gases and changing color through the process of them being different ages. That's what it is. It's just a bunch of like I don't remember all the freaking things that it is, but like I've driven through these mountains a gazillion and a half times. It's not a fucking large creature that's
Oh, you've driven through that creature? Wow.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry.
I've driven through this area where he says there's this creature, and why would it be fucking a rainbow colored? Why?
Well, it's actually it's a giant Scotsman, and this is his kilt.
There you go. That's exactly what's happening. Totally.
There you go.
That makes sense.
Problem solved.
Oh, Mippet is funny.
That's you need to
She
find
is
this.
awesome.
Yeah, you need to find this video and you need to put that in his comments. It's not it's a huge Scotsman. That's all it is.
None of him
You
left, just
found
his
this
kilt.
It's just his
You
kilt.
found this kilt.
evaporation and sedimentation and erosion and layering of anything like that. This is biology. It's a tissue of biology. And they all have different transition metals. It's just the way it works. That's the way biology
Your body
works.
doesn't look like that inside you.
Okay,
Weirdo. Honestly, your body doesn't look like that inside.
I don't see any reason to go much further here with this. This is
I don't
the
either.
memory.
I'm the feather.
Oh, the feather's back. Fuck.
Brain. All right, don't forget, this is what a membrane looks like. Right here. Right? That's a membrane. And it is eroded down to
you're
where you can
insane
see
in
the
the
skin
membrane.
at the top.
Insane in the membrane.
I was going to say, I like that song.
That motherfucker doesn't look like anything you're fucking trying to show us, you weirdo. Like
Dude,
literally,
dude.
that's not what that looks like, you dumb cunt.
Do we have the Mars one? Because I mean, we've basically got another minute of this, and he's beating it too.
Yeah. The other one is the truth about Venus and Mars thingy. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do
It's
that.
it's lined up.
Okay.
Okay, mes amis, prepare yourselves because I will rock you.
I forgot he looks like this. I forgot he looks like that.
Rock us.
Yeah, it's a pun because he's obsessed with rock.
He's a rock
Exactly,
whore.
Jen.
He's a
Exactly.
rockaholic.
He's a rockaholic, yeah.
All right, well, how am I going to rock you? Well, Immanuel Velikovsky, my hero, predicted all kinds of things long before they were able to do this, which is observe what Venus and Mars looks like and what the great red spot looks like. Let me explain, and this should blow your mind.
And then he
Okay.
Jupiter. Okay.
But why
See
are you
what he
still
does with planets.
and why are
and
we
you
still
can't-
looking at your monitor through your camera? Why have you not figured out a way to make us Never mind, I'm done.
Come on, we can do it, Roger. Can't you?
I'll rock you right now. That, my friends, is Mars. Now, this is the trench that crosses all across Mars. It's wider than the United States. Enormous trench. This is Venus, and this is all kinds of what I would consider to be electrical discharges. You see all that looking stuff there? What is that?
This looks like it's a picture taken in infrared or something like that.
Yeah, no, it's totally done
Well,
in
it's
different
a
spectrums. of
false
light.
color mineral picture.
Yeah, something like that.
And
Yeah.
Venus has huge surface eruptions every so often, and there's just weirdness.
All
Yeah,
about
you
this
do
is
it
all
once a
around the
month
whole
for about a week straight. Never mind. Sorry, no, that's something
planet.
different. And
Now, Mars, same thing. There's gigantic clouds across the whole thing. Well, guess what? Velikovsky said Venus hit Mars and caused this. And in the same time, it almost hit Earth and caused a cataclysm on
Who
Earth.
said it?
And guess what? Nobody knew.
Who the fuck said it? What was his name?
Something Velikovsky.
And how the fuck did he come up with that idea?
Well, you see, in Mother Russia, they sat on their ass and made shit up. And,
Oh, so it was a bend over and pull it out your ass sort of shit. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
that
so
this existed. And when he said it, when he claimed these things, nobody could see this. They called him an idiot. All right, here was his book where they just.
They called him an idiot. That's right.
And then
Holy motherfucker.
Collision of worlds in collision.
Destroyed him for making these claims. This was in 1950. He wrote this book, Worlds in Collision. Totally destroyed by everybody. Carl Sagan was vicious again.
Everybody could destroy it, but
yeah, that's called peer reviewed, and it was obviously rejected.
exactly. Until Terror Mind
And what he said
2000 came out with Worlds Collide, the song, and then no, I'm just kidding.
was the book postulates around the 15th century BC, not long ago, the planet Venus was ejected from Jupiter as a fiery comet or comet-like object that passed near to Earth, which literally destroyed Earth. An actual collision is not mentioned because it didn't really hit the Earth. It hit our atmosphere and bounced off it. The object allegedly changed Earth's orbit and axis.
If it hits our atmosphere, it will fucking continue on and hit us.
Exactly.
Twisted it, causing innumerable catastrophes, the Great Flood, the whole thing, that are mentioned in early mythologies.
The Great Flood. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, the whole world cannot flood.
Every single culture had the same story: giants, dragons, a great flood. All religions from around the world. The book was heavily criticized as pseudoscience, catastrophe.
It sounds like it.
And the guy's crazy. Many of its claims are completely rejected by established scientific community as they are not supported by any available evidence.
Why would it all be discredited? Why? Got no fucking clue.
Wait,
yeah, because
there's
and remember, what's my name?
because remember, throughout history, we've never had this explanation of this, even though he said this happened between Noah's. I don't know. Remember, I don't care about the timeline. He bullshit just said it, but we don't have anybody talking about this because it didn't fucking happen, you twat. I mean, duh.
Crazy you people are. All right, they attack Velikovsky, they attack me, they attack anybody that comes out with evidence. Velikovsky knew these things happened before anybody else could. They didn't have any cameras that could see this. There was no telescopes could see this. Nobody had any clue that this actually did happen except Velikovsky, because he went and did the.
He made it up.
Well, exactly.
How the fuck could he know?
Did he watch it happen?
And even with the pseudo proof, just because you show me a weird pattern inside of one thing that looks like gases, and you show me a line in another cosmic whatever, I don't know if we're looking at a planet, Venus, right? That how do we know that those are correlated? Just because something can be put together does not mean a causation, right? Like correlation doesn't mean causation. Just because you can put two things together doesn't mean that actually work that way. How do we know this was actually true? We don't, and there's no way it was true.
Research, and the planet Venus was literally born from the Great Red Spot, which is literally a vagina, and it is that size, the size of Earth, same thing, and it popped right out just like this. It took 7 days to come and impact us and then come around.
I'm so I cannot hold that in. Holy motherfucker!
God, do you know what picture I just got in my head? Oh fuck! I just got a picture of a hooker shooting a fucking ping pong ball out of her pussy.
No shit. I mean,
7 days to come.
Holy fuck!
And you know what? You want to know what the top left image of
Oh, he's definitely top left.
It looks like an arsehole, not a vagina. But anyways.
Does he even know what a vagina is? Like,
sadly, I'm going to have to fast forward through where he shows exactly what it is because I don't want to get a TOS.
Yeah,
and hit Venus. I mean, hit Mars and create all these gigantic lightning storms and all this. This is all electrical discharge, and this is it's scraped right across Mars. There's just no question what happened here, and it doesn't look good for the future either.
How do you get electrical
okay, as I showed you.
Vagina? Anyways, let's keep going.
I'd like a bit of electrical discharge. Might be fun.
If you rub the lips together.
Oh, too much info. Sorry.
Yeah. If you rub the lips together enough, do you get electrical discharge from the vagina? I don't
There was no way anybody could have known that Venus and Mars collided. This is the core ideas.
So how did he know?
It never
happened. How did he know?
It never happened.
Worlds in collision. And it says that the book proposes that Venus formed inside of Jupiter. It was, and what it says in the ancient text.
Proposes that it's fucking wrong, but this is Wikipedia, and you know, there's this editing tool on there.
I mean, as long as Jupiter let you form inside of him, then it's okay with consent, right?
Is a fiery comet was born from the feared god Jupiter, which hit us, or almost hit us. And this was around the 15th century BC. It was ejected from Jupiter as a comet or comet-like object, subsequently passed near Earth. That causes the Great Flood. And it says an actual collision with Earth is not mentioned because it hit our atmosphere. In doing so, it changed Earth's orbit and axis inclination, causing innumerable catastrophes, which were identified in early mythologies. That's the Great Flood. Religious traditions from many human civilizations around the world. 52 years later, it again made a close approach, which is Venus, stopping the Earth's rotation, hitting against our magnetic field, pushing back, and they sort of causing more catastrophes. Then in the 8th and 7th century BC, Mars itself made close approaches to the Earth, and this incident caused a new round of disturbances and disasters. I believe that Mars was actually hit by Venus, or very similar, because you can see Mars is destroyed.
So is
Mars was
Venus?
basically.
I believe your wife hit you in the head with a hammer a couple years
Is
ago.
Venus as wide as the United States, or is it bigger?
I don't know.
Probably slightly bigger.
Venus in reality is slightly smaller than the Earth.
Okay.
Yeah, so why is it only making a trench that's as wide as the United States and not a fucking great big canyon that's the size of a little bit smaller than the Earth?
If these celestial bodies would have ran into each other after being formed as far along as they were,
it would have been Kaboomy land. Oh no.
Yeah, no, this universe would not look anywhere close to what it looks like. Did at a certain point in time, did these celestial bodies that were not considered celestial bodies keep running into each other while they were forming? Fuck yeah. but not at the point where this idiot fucking thinks it's happening. Like, this is redonkulous.
Torn to shreds by something. Whatever hit it pretty damn hard. And you can see Venus.
An astral body that did that. It could have been a comet. It could have been an asteroid. It could have been your mom's fucking vagina. It could have been fucking Shanny's fucking acid juice that got spilled on there. I don't know, but it obviously...
The Valles Marineris is actually considered... One of the hypotheses is that plate tectonics tried to start on Mars and it failed.
Sure.
And that's where it tried.
Sure, why not?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Just a question. Can anybody guess how far apart Mars and Venus actually are?
Light years away.
No.
No, not light years.
I know that Earth and Mars at its greatest is something like 30 light minutes. So it's a whacking lot.
That would be about 74.4 million miles.
Okay.
Yep.
So
that's a fuck ton of miles.
It ejected all. Venus spins backwards. All the other planets do what they call the right-hand rule. Venus is the only one that goes backwards, basically. Uranus has a little backward twist to it, but not like Venus. And this thing just is got a magnetic field that's just off the charts. And that's
but let's not look at Uranus, okay?
What this is magnetic discharge, and that's what blew the hole into Mars. This caused that.
So
And
Uranus
the
is
planet
Uranus,
was born
but
from
Jupiter's your vagina.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going for.
Okay.
Jupiter's vagina, which is right here, and that is a vagina, my friends. All right, I'm going to show you a vagina. The rest is it's exactly identical.
Jesus Christ.
This is a bump sticking up.
I know, but TOS, I had to try to.
No, skip it for sure.
There's nothing going on here until it hits there. It swirls around it, and then they say, "Oh, this is a big storm." It's not the storm; it's a bump causing disruption in the airflow that comes by it. I'm telling you, the NASA and the rest of them, I can't believe the incompetence. It's absolutely stunning. As a matter of fact, I don't believe that anybody could be this incompetent. So there's something else going on.
Yeah, I can't believe you're this incompetent either, you fucking idiot. You're the dumb cunt that's this incompetent, not us or the rest of the fucking universe, you fucking twat.
They're doing, I have no idea, but I can tell you what, I can see what I see, and you can see what you see. And if you believe what they're saying, then you got a problem with your mind.
No,
you got worlds and collisions, age.
You need to get more pussy.
Well, that's why he's seeing them everywhere. He doesn't get any. I just had to like fast forward TOS.
Ages in Chaos, Oedipus and Akhenaten, and I think there was another one, but all of this relates to this tumultuous time where the world was just basically destroyed and then came back, and then everybody just forgot about the destruction, although there was some places where these documents were stored and hidden because they didn't want this stuff known. Nobody wants this stuff known. They don't want it known right now. I guarantee you this is not wanted to be known right now. We got
If these things really happen, why is there a lack of evidence? There's back in the day, remember, there was no cabal of globalists, right? Every country was on their own. Things were very, very separated. During the time he's saying this was going to happen or this did happen, and even up until the recent times, there are people that were very, very more interested in their country and their nationalities than any others. So if we were to like fake the moon landing, Russia, China, and a handful of other places would have loved to expose us to say that we didn't actually do that. So same difference with this bullshit.
And
I
again,
don't know
like
if it's
there's a big thing with scale here, and
Yeah.
like if like because it's hard to realize the scale of the solar system, even just the solar system. I've got a little tool for
Even
that,
just the Earth.
and yeah, and I've got
The Earth is hard.
I put a link in the side chat, and that is if the moon were only 1 pixel, and it's a page, and you scroll sideways, and it shows you the actual distance in scale to if the moon was just 1 pixel. And like then you realize how fucking big it is.
true or not. It's not.
Go ahead.
Oh, you were talking. That's why.
Well, same with the Earth. Like you said, the Earth is fucking huge, and these idiots don't understand the concept of like how large things actually are in distances.
They don't want to know. That's why I have been attacked so voraciously for the last 10 years, 15 years. And I'm just never going to give up. So, and neither did Velikovsky. He died being called a fool, and nobody would even know his name now if I didn't write my book about him.
Well, that's okay because no one's going to remember your name either, Roger.
Yeah, it's only
Unless
us
they're
people.
laughing at you with us. Then they
Exactly,
will.
similarly, yeah.
When I wrote my book about him to preserve his memory, I started trying to find out anybody that even knew about him. And all I ever heard was, I never heard of the guy, or, oh, that guy, what a whack job he was. Now, if you don't understand and you don't do any research, yes, you just have to say he was crazy. But when you look at what was presented and with the evidence that exists, he was not the crazy one.
Oh yes.
All right, that's it. Now I'm going to go
you're
into
right.
a
You're
big
the
long
crazy one
discussion.
for believing him.
Okay.
You're the crazy one for reading it in the first place.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
And the video is, I think we got another 30 seconds on it. We are at the 1.5 hour mark, probably a good happy time for the algorithm.
Yes.
Does
Yeah,
anyone
can I just?
want to?
I really like what Global Mum's just put in the chat. Velikovsky arrived at these proposals using a methodology which would today be called comparative mythology. He looked for concordances in the myths and written histories of unconnected cultures across the
Oh, I
world,
thought.
following literal reading of their accounts of the exploited
Wait.
of planetary deities.
Yeah, definitely. I believe that the Velosky definitely did a lot of meth to get his ideology so that he believed. Never mind, there probably wasn't meth back then. Anyways, so Commander, we're beginning to get the fuck out of here, right?
Exactly, while the
Yeah.
algorithm is still happy.
Yes. Tomorrow, during the morning is probably going to be Security Monitor Lizards brunch that I will be on tomorrow morning. Monday is Crazy Shite. I don't know what we're doing yet. I haven't picked the subject because, like, I keep ebbing and flowing on aliens and the biblical alien thingy-mabobbers. There's 3 different versions of them, and I don't know which one we want to go over. But we're going to be doing Effing Funny on Tuesday, Wednesday's Drunken News Report, and then Thursday is Conspiracy Crackpots. We're going to mainly be going over gang stalking. I found way too much fucking new shit on gang stalking and like, Jeebus, I believe we have to go over it. There's what's his name that we used to go over when Queen was around, so we'll be going over him. So yeah, I think that's all that I have.
It's at the wiki.
Week,
Okay.
Mom
just put the
week,
wiki.
still haven't decided what we're going to do for next week. It's a toss-up between finding Sovsits and Karen's needing tasers. More Roger Mud Fossil, Flat Earth, or aliens. And at some point, I want to do something a little bit serious by pointing out how fucking stupid Tucker Carlson is.
We could definitely go over him interviewing Putin, but it's very tough. But I mean, we could. So yeah, we'll see. We'll do a vote in a little minute, and if there's anybody inside of my chats who has a preference for something that they want to see us go over, go ahead and put that in now. And hi Titan, and
Hi, Titan. Hi, Titan.
you just got here. Start
Hi,
over. Yeah.
Titan.
Okay. Start from the beginning. Anyways.
Well, you could. That's quite easily. You could just pull that red bar all the way to the left under
as
the
soon as
video.
I'm thinking of solved sets and Karen's needing tasers, more Roger Mud Fossil, aliens. We could do the false prophets. I mean, the
Oh,
pink-haired
Jesus.
clown buffoon is always good for a chuckle.
Oh, that fucking
And we
twat.
could-
Yeah.
We could attack her from two ends.
Yeah.
The atheist end and a actually just beating her head over. You're a fucking preacher. Why don't you know this stuff?
Yeah, no shit. She is fucking that bitch is crazy for sure. So
We're gonna have
we'll
to
talk
have
about
clown music if we do her.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we
well,
can
we'll
totally
talk
do
about that.
Yeah. I kind of like want to go over sovereign citizens, but we'll ask everybody later what they'd like to go over.
Yeah, I think Karens and tasers. That sounds.
I love Mr. Shocky. So yeah.
Oh,
Or the Mr. Sparky.
yeah, especially when it comes to those entitled cunts.
Yeah.
They really don't expect that to be used against them, and it's so
Yeah.
fucking funny.
Yeah. Tiny, do you have anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Apparently
No,
not.
he's sleeping. Never mind. I forgot. Never mind. Mippet, anything else you want to say?
I've been working on some stuff for the channel, so look out. And yeah, I've been away for a while, so I'll be back soon.
And it's going to be awesome.
Yes. I can't wait. Okay, well we'll figure out what we're gonna do for the next
bad.
one.
Oh, I need
All
to
right,
spank
everyone.
him, Mippet. I need to spank him because I was not subscribed yet.
Everyone have a very good night, good morning, and good rest of your day. Especially you, Mippet, because it's your morning.
Yes.
No, it's just hit my afternoon, actually. 5
Okay,
past.
Okay.
You live in Tomorrowland.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not that
It's
great.
just like
so-
me. Just like me. For me, it's also already Sunday.
Say goodnight, children.
Okay.
Good
Night, y'all.
night.
Bye.
Bye.